My fault, almost forgot these headphones. Welcome to Movies, Music, Sports, and Life. This is your boy Jay Spruill. And even though it says Monday morning predictions, I recorded this in the morning and I just took my own sweet time to upload it. So it's kind of ironic that you're getting it at 6 o'clock p.m. But nonetheless, let's have some fun, man. I think when we predict what's going to happen next week with Power, Book 3, I think the easiest thing to predict is that Unique is likes to fight guy. You notice they say, hey, why don't you mind your own business? He said, oh, this isn't business. This is pleasure. It's like, you never want to come across the person that loves to fight, that don't need a reason to fight. You think you intimidating somebody until you come across the person who, hey, he ain't had a good week unless he had one fight within 7 days. So that's who Unique was. He seemed like he enjoyed every minute of that. And I know, just like me, all of y'all who love Power, you guys always watch the trailers before the first episode comes out, and you always watch those exclusive clips when they give you about 30 minutes to maybe even a minute and 25 seconds of actual content from the show. If you guys remember, Rock had a meeting with some Italian mafia bosses outdoors, and it didn't look like the meeting went too well. In terms of the mob letting her know, hey, you just can't come take over this territory. This is accounted for already. This is spoken for. But the dude inside the jail that was fighting the white supremacist Aryan Nation, 3 against 1, as a matter of fact. And Unique could have cared less about that guy, but it was just the fact that the white guys disrespected him. That's why he was willing to fight. It turns out that this guy that was in jail is not Latino, like Jay Spruill said, but he is actually Italian, and it looks like he's the son of that mob boss that Rock was talking to in one of those exclusive clip slash previews. So it looks like what we're gonna be dealing with. If I had to make my Monday morning predictions for next week, I think that Unique is gonna be one of two things. Either his crew is going to turn on him because they feel like we need a new leader, or people just scattered around and said, I'm gonna go work for somebody else while you locked up. Or he may not have a crew to come back to because everybody got locked up and sent in to have to do time during the same interval that he was coming out. So it might just be a human resources issue. Hey, we treat this like a real job. Like hustling is a real thing. It's a human resources issue. It's a worker shortage. Just like us teachers out here. And he just might be stuck in a situation where he either has to make up with Rock and figure out, is it a way that he can still hustle and they not be at each other for a while. But that's probably off the table because she's the reason that he's in jail. He knows that Rock framed him. Or the Italian mafia might be looking to return the courtesy that Unique extended his son by either giving him a few $1,000s or offering him a position, which normally goes against code. But they had a few Jewish guys that was in the mafia. It's supposed to be an Italian thing, and Meyer Lansky was one of the most vicious, you know, mob affiliates that we've ever seen, even though he was Jewish. Then of course, there was Irish people in the mafia. So, but that's just like anything else. If you're doing something illegal and it looks fun and it's cracking, hey, that's how we got banging in Little Rock. We didn't see anything Crip and Blood back in the late '80s, probably early '90s too. Everything was Los Angeles. Not even San Francisco. It didn't even go throughout the whole state of California. Bloods and Crips was just a LA thing. Before you know it, we got them in Arkansas, Oklahoma, Nebraska. Now before you know it, they got them in Harlem and Brooklyn. Same thing with the mafia. You can say all day that, hey, we Italian, we started this thing, but you know, it's just like that song, that lyric in the 50 Cent song, "What Up Gangster." Mess with me, I gun butcher, butcher. You getting money? I can't get none with you. And you know, if they see something going on, they're gonna want to be a part of it. So I believe exclusively that Unique will probably become a part of that situation. So talked about Unique long enough. Let's get into Scrap. I feel bad for Scrap. You know, they beat dude so bad that first season. I couldn't even believe that they left him alive. To send some type of message to Ruck. I mean, they really did him in. Obviously him losing an eye behind the beatdown. But if you listen real closely, when they show the scene, now I realize, okay, you know what? I take back what I was about to say. I was going to say that I feel bad for Scrap for how Rock is doing him. But she specifically told him, you have to stay away from your mother's card games, the gambling. Now, Rock was telling him that, only believing that things could get hot if another crew finds out that you got that much money running through there. They'll come shoot it up. Or if the cops get some type of tip that you have this illegal gambling enterprise going on, no, they're going to come lock you up. Unluckily for Scrap, it turns out through the very brief previews and trailers for next week, one of the cops was irritated because he didn't want to deal with his CI. And for any of you that are of the uninitiated, that don't understand what CI means, confidential informant. And in the streets, confidential ain't too confidential. It usually gets around. When the cops have somebody on the inside, the only way that person doesn't get killed, they have to be very well protected. Like, it has to be something in it for the streets as well, for somebody that's being utilized for information by the police to not get touched. And so the police officer is kind of whining and complaining, man, I already got enough stuff going on. Now I got to hear my CI blab her mouth and complain. I got to shut her up, basically, is what he's saying. He said her. Well, I can't say he didn't say her. He did say my CI. But Scrap inside of that precinct was chilling. He wasn't saying anything. He was looking around, just observing his environment and keeping his mouth shut. His mama was raising the roof. His mama was the one screaming, and she specifically started demanding a particular detective. The only reason she would do that is if she has a relationship with the detective, which proves that's who he was talking about. Now, here's where the problem comes. Obviously, from what we saw from the trailer, Rock says Scrap could get all of us locked up. He could destroy everything we got going on. He gotta go. What's not clear, and of course that's why I'm here. I'm here to make the prediction. I'm going to make the prediction that Rock knows full well that Scrap's mother is the snitch slash CI. But just like she forced Lulu to kill Kanan's friend, and forgive me for forgetting what that young brother's name was. It's almost like it's your mess, so I shouldn't have to be the one to get my hands dirty and pull the trigger on it. It's your mess. The only difference with Kanan is that she risked Kanan turning on her or losing faith in her if she admitted that, I was the one who killed your friend. In this case, she doesn't have said loyalty to Scrap. She's probably going to tell Scrap, you got to kill your mom, just off the strength that she's a CI. And I don't know anybody sitting in this leather chair or out there watching me that would take out they mama for a drug dealer. And let's just call it what it is. Hey, I don't care how fine Rock is. I don't care how much money she got. I don't care how much money she is paying Scrap. You asking me to kill my mama. It's not going to work out. So I'm thinking, as I ended my last video, I said Scrap is in trouble. Scrap is probably in trouble because he probably is faking like, yeah, I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to, whack my mother, aka take my mother out upon your orders to do so. But more than likely what he will probably do is give his mother the heads up and try to give her some money to get her out of town. And then he can come up with the excuse, yeah, I was going to kill my mom, but she left. So I didn't have the opportunity to. He's going to have he would have like a little escape, a little alibi as to why he didn't get the job done. But of course, Rock always thinks 2 or 3 steps ahead in terms of stuff like that. She's probably going to make sure that it's taken care of, even if Scrap falls back on what he said he was going to do. Alright, so prediction 1, we got that out the way. Prediction 2, Scrap is going to be in some specific trouble about his mom. And here we go with prediction 3. Something is going to go way, way left with that music studio, with Laverne, aka Jukebox, with Zeus, which I think is short for Aziz, the new singer, Lulu, and Crown. I think Crown's jump off slash lose girl, I think she's going to be in the clear. She's going to be safe because my prediction is that she is going to go to Los Angeles to take that music industry job that Crown lined up. But throughout that, there's a good chance the Crown might not make it to episode 3. He might get killed for messing with Lulu's girl. And especially, we kind of got a hint because he seems to think it's no big deal. Oh, he needs me. He can't run the studio without me. But also, I think Z's is in danger because when you saw the way that Jukebox looked at her, I think sometimes to send a message to the person you mad at, you take out who they love. And it seems like Lulu is in love with this new girl, this singer, just instantly, you know. She didn't have to do a whole lot to win his heart that quick. So that's the third prediction, is that either Lulu's gonna catch a body or Jukebox is gonna catch a body. But this isn't all about me. This is an interconnected experience. This is an interactive experience. Down below in the comments, let me know if you agree with my predictions, if you disagree with my predictions, or is there a prediction that you have for next week that was sitting right there in my face that you can't understand? How in the world did you miss that? Alright, y'all. Movies, music, sports, and life. I'm Jay Spruill. Hit the subscribe button. Until next week, episode 2.